The plan for this video is to tell you how to configure multiple monitors in Windows and to cover the various scenarios and issues that people run into when attempting to do so. This video assumes that you've already physically installed your monitors and that you're looking to configure them in Windows. I do have a separate video linked in the description down below for physical installation or connection of multiple monitors if that's what you're looking for. So here is one of my home office stations. As you can see, I have two monitors displaying. However, two of them are displaying the same thing and one monitor is totally disabled. Let's walk through how to fix these configurations so each monitor is displaying its own unique data and so we can move seamlessly between the monitors. Now, nearly all software configurations will be configured in display settings, and you can get there by right-clicking a blank area of the desktop and then clicking on display settings. Now, there are an awful lot of configurations in here. The focus is really going to be on a couple of them, so don't be overwhelmed by the fact that there are so many different things. So first, let's deal with that disabled monitor. In this rearrange your displays area, we have a 1 and a 3 and a 2. The 1 and the 3 means that two of these monitors are duplicated. And basically what this window is, it is a physical representation, or it's Windows' attempt to have a physical representation of where the monitors actually are, because it doesn't know what's out in the physical world. It just knows that monitors are attached to it. So we see this 2, and that is smaller and also grayed out. So that is most likely the disabled one. So I'm going to click on 2 just to get it highlighted, and I'm going to click on identify just to make sure that we did get it right, and we did. 1 and 3 are the enabled monitors, and 2 of course isn't going to display. So now I have 2 highlighted. We're going to scroll down to this area where it says multiple displays, and in that drop down we are going to select extend desktop. Now this is automatically going to apply the change. It's going to ask if we want to keep the setting, because sometimes you get put in a position where you actually can't change anything because you can't see the display. In this case we can, so we're going to say keep changes. And now we can actually see that that monitor is displaying. And I do want to point out that for some people this might not work. It's possible that there is a different issue that is not a Windows setting. So a few things to look into. Number one, make certain that the monitor is powered on, of course, and make sure that it's plugged into power. Number two, check the physical video connections where they plug into the computer and also into the monitor. Number three, restart the monitor and then restart the laptop. And then number four, maybe try upgrading the display driver. I don't want to go too deep into that. There is some danger behind it, so you might want to think about things like backing up your system. And once again, this isn't really a troubleshooting video. This is more of an instructional video, but those are some of the things that you might be able to try to get that monitor back up. Now, I do want to point out one thing right now. If I try to go right to get to it, I can't. But if I go left to get to it, then I can go left. So that is not configured correctly, and we will talk about that a little bit later. So now let's move on to these monitors that are duplicating their displays, and that is the 1 and the 3. And if I click identify, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, and then of course this one is 2 all the way over on the right. So the 1 and the 3 are the 2 that are duplicating, and it's very simple to fix. Number 1, make sure that it's highlighted. And then number 2, go right back down to that multiple display area where we were, and extend. So again, it's going to apply it, and we just need to say keep changes. All right, so that's actually looking good. It looks like it now has unique data. Once again, my monitors are not representing the physical reality because the one that's on the left is displaying on the right and vice versa. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out how to get the left one on the right, and I'm going to click identify one more time. So we have 3, 1, 2 in the physical world, but we have 2, 1, 3 in the Microsoft Windows world. So all that we need to do is flip these around so that it represents 3, 1, and 2. This does not apply automatically, so we do need to click apply. And now let's see if I go right. There we go. So that is, for the most part, how most people are going to get their monitors up and running. There are a couple of other settings in here For example, there is this scale and layout, change the size, and this will allow you to change the size of some of the objects on your computer. And this is really useful for people who have poor eyesight. This is something when I was an IT guy that was asked of me constantly. Many people wanted things to be bigger just so that they could read it without having to change the resolution. And then next up is the display resolution, and this is because there are different size monitors, especially when you start talking about older monitors, and different resolutions depending on how large those numbers are. The opposite will happen. The icons will typically get smaller, so the larger you go with display resolution, the smaller everything gets. And of course, that will, if this is configured incorrectly, then you will see that things on your screen are getting stretched out and look kind of funny. And lastly is this display resolution. This is set right now to landscape, which is what almost everyone uses, but some people like to have portrait, which essentially means that they can take their monitor, flip it 90 degrees on its side so it's vertical, so it's taller. And this is for various reasons. Oftentimes developers will do this because they'll have long text files full of code, or maybe just people will have large documents and they'll want to be able to see more of those documents, and they really want that vertical space. One other thing that I want to point out that may be important for some people, and I've only run into this a few times, but sometimes certain displays just won't enable until you make something the main display. So if things really aren't working, you might want to try out making one of your monitors that you know are active the main display. And of course you do that just like we did everything else. Make sure the monitor you want to be the main display is highlighted. Check off the make this my main display, and then apply the change. Now, if you all need assistance with physically installing monitors in Windows 10, then you can click that link right here. Or in the description down below. I really hope that you all found value in this video. Best of luck to y'all and have a good one.